This vacant lot in the woods became a crime scene where police say a 19-year-old was beaten to death. Now Channel 4 investigates, looking into who owns this property.
Hello, everyone. Police say this past weekend wasn't the first time they've had problems with people at a vacant lot on the southern end of Jacksonville.
Now we're learning more about that piece of property. 19-year-old Ryan Ford of St. Augustine died at a hospital early Saturday morning after police say he was beaten at a bonfire party. Two men have been arrested. 25-year-old Christopher Hoffman is charged with manslaughter. 22-year-old Robert Cline is charged with battery. The property that was the scene of the party is located in the 14,000 block of Old St. Augustine Road near I-95. Detectives tell us nobody was supposed to be on that property. Channel 4's Vic Micolucci is getting to the bottom of it. He's asking, whose responsibility is it to keep illegal activity off of that vacant lot? He's joining us now live. Vic?
Tom, I'm standing at the very front entrance of this property, and immediately you can see just beer cans and liquor bottles all over the place, evidence of parties here. Another interesting thing is you can see where there used to be some heavy-duty cable blocking the entrance, but it is just snipped, and also a big log moved out of the way so cars and trucks can drive back here. So whether or not the property owner knows it, people are using this land. Police say deep in these woods, a brutal beating took place, one that killed 19-year-old Ryan Scott Ford and turned his family's life upside down. Detectives say the fight that killed Ford happened during a bonfire party early Saturday morning deep back on this property. Evidence of that party remains today. According to the property appraiser, the lot is vacant but is worth more than $3 million and owned by a man who lives in St. Augustine. We tried many times to reach him today, but he hasn't returned our calls. Police say the property has become some sort of a hangout for young people.
Police were not foreign to this. They have been called there before. Truancy, some other incidents, but nothing to this magnitude.
So in hopes of preventing future tragedies like this one, we asked some experts what the responsibility is of the landowner to keep people off his property and out of potentially deadly situations.
You might know people with trespassing, but you certainly wouldn't know that trespassing can kill someone.
Attorney Dale Carson, who isn't connected with the case, says whether the owner knew people were trespassing or not, he had no reason to believe anyone would get hurt, and the people throwing the party were not supposed to be there, even though there's not a no trespassing sign out front.
But generally, in the state of Florida, there's no duty owed by the landowner to a trespasser. I don't think as a landowner you're obligated to provide 24/7 protection to prevent people. I think that's part of the policing.
So because the landowner hasn't been charged with any crimes, we decided not to give his name out on TV or on our website. But I also did speak with Ken Jefferson, who says it is their responsibility to make sure that their property is safe. And now that they know this happens, he says they should seal the gate, do everything they can to keep people off, and post as many no trespassing signs as possible. He says if people try to rip them down, consider getting a ladder or a truck and putting them up higher, anything to make sure that people stay off your land. We're live tonight in Bartram Park. Vic Micolucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Vic, what about neighbors near the property? Do they say they want something done?
We've talked to a lot of neighbors and even gotten emails and phone calls about people saying this is not the first time. They're echoing police, saying there have been a lot of problems in this area. They've heard gunshots. They say that they've seen people running around with guns, lots of fires, lots of trash. They're asking police and the landowner to do something about it. And one more interesting fact, Tom, right when we were setting up, not even 10 minutes ago, I was standing right in this very spot. When a car came out, there was a man and a woman that came out. I tried to stop them, ask them if they had permission to be on the property, if they were the owners, but they did not want to stop, just drove right past me.
Vic Micolucci reporting to us live on the South Side. Thank you very much, Vic. One of the two suspects, Robert Cline, has now hired a local lawyer, John Phillips. He has released a statement on his client's behalf that says, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Ryan Ford." We plan to let the justice system address the events of that night. Not only is the report of Mr. Cline initiating contact with Mr. Ford inaccurate, but he and others tried to stop that altercation that led to Mr. Ford's death. Mr. Cline has and will continue to cooperate with the state attorney's office. Yesterday, we received a statement from the attorney for the other suspect, said it was a tragic event with more questions than answers, and at this point, there's no clear indication of what led up to Ryan Ford's death. He also expressed hope